Hi, I'm Madame Pamita, and I love teaching about magic. If you have a question about spells, the law of attraction, spirituality, witchcraft, Slavic folk magic, spirits, divination, you can join me on Sundays at the Live Magic Q&A where we record an episode of my podcast, Magic and the Law of Attraction, and then I answer your questions on anything mystical or magical live over Zoom. Just go to spellsquad.com to get the link to join me in the clubhouse. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and click the bell icon so you get a gentle, magical reminder and you'll be the first witch to see whenever anything new goes up. Here's a great tidbit from one of our past Q&As answering a really important spiritual question. Kathy says, I've heard so many different views on seeing 1111 everywhere. Does it mean that I'm aligned with what I'm working towards or something else? Kathy, I love that interpretation. Yes, because when we see repeating numbers, this has been something that has only really been around since the time of digital clocks. They had digital clocks like in the 20s and the 30s, but really they didn't get very popular until like the 70s. And that was when I was a kid. So I remember when we used to see mostly the clocks with the hands and we didn't see digital clocks, and they were very exciting and very new in the 70s. It was quite a big deal and expensive thing to buy a digital clock back in those days. So when we see these repeating numbers, 111, 222, 333, 444, for example, or we see it in an address, or we see it come up in our, maybe the order number when you order from the Parlor of Wonders, I don't know. You'll see these repeating numbers. They mean that your spirit guides are tapping you on the shoulder. Now, the numbers themselves can have significant meaning. And if you go into my podcast episode about numbers, do I have a podcast? I don't remember if it's a podcast episode or a blog post now. It's been so long. But there's a podcast episode or a blog post about repeat. No, it's a blog post. Now I remember, because the post is called "What Does It Mean When I See 1111?" And in that blog post, I have a chart that shows you what the numbers mean. So when you see 111 or 222, what it means, that's a message for you from your guides. Now, 11 is considered a master number, right? It's very elevated, it's very high, it's a very clear message. So it is your spirit guides telling you that you're working on something very beautiful and very big, and it's a real blessing. And whatever it is you're thinking about, maybe when you're seeing 1111, or whatever's on your mind, when whatever it is you're working on when you're seeing 1111 can also be blessed. So it's a beautiful, beautiful way for your guides to just sort of reach out and tap you in something that we can see very easily. They try to reach us all the time, but most of us are oblivious. We're not looking for signs. We're not looking for those things. We're buried in our phones. Well, if we're buried in our phones, how can our spirit guides get through? Oh, by the clock at the top, or by something else, or by the odometer on our car. Wherever our attention is, they're going to try and get that message through. So these digital numbers are a great way to get that message through.